Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Arnaldo and this is Articulture. Today I will be talking to you about the planters that I use, why I choose to use them, and the fertilizers. The fertilizers that I use for my plants, I choose to use organic fertilizer. So organic fertilizer is matter which is rich in nutrients for your plants. The problem with chemical fertilizers is that they are synthetic. So it's a synthetic form of nutrients which in the long run is actually going to harm the soil of your plants. So, this is my opinion and this is the way that I like to grow my plants. I feel that adding organic fertilizer is a way of recreating what plants would actually be getting outdoors because fertilizing is the vitamins for your plants. So the reason we fertilize is because outdoors, plants are receiving its nutrients from decomposing matter like leaves and earthworms under the ground, creating helpful bacteria and fungus. So that is what happens outside. So by fertilizing organically, it's a form of mimicking what nature provides. By using a variety of products, we can get as close to what nature offers. And that would be adding in some nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium, which is the NPK in fertilizers. So I choose to use water-soluble fertilizers. I like putting my fertilizer in the water because I find that it's an easy way to fertilize my plants with my watering regimen. So what I do is I use a gallon of water and I like to let my gallons of water sit out for a few days to hopefully have some of the chemicals that may be in the water, to hopefully have them dissipate and make the water cleaner for my plants and better for my plants. So by using the gallon, it sort of lets me know the quantity of water that I'm working with so as to, again, not add too much fertilizer. By doing it this way, because if you have the water in your watering can, you don't exactly know how much water is in there and you don't want to just put the fertilizer into there because you may over fertilize. So remember, when fertilizing your plants, remember to make sure that the water comes out of the bottom of your planters to ensure that all of the root system is receiving the nutrients that it needs to receive, because the fertilizer is actually entering your plant through the tips of the roots. So the fertilizer has to go all the way to the bottom, because if your fertilizer were to sit in the top part of your roots, it may just sit there and start burning the roots and may hurt your plant. So, and also a really important thing, when to fertilize. So only fertilize your plants during growing season. Depending where you live, like I live in Florida and my growing season is the whole year, but still I stick to a regimen of only spring and summer, because that way I'm not fertilizing the whole year and I don't really think that the plants need it that much. I only do it when they're having their real growth spurt, which is definitely in the spring and summer. And as you can see, my plants are doing really, really well. And here's a perfect example of a plant that's doing fantastic with organic fertilizer, the Ficus teneki. Every few days I have a new leaf coming from her and she's doing just great. And all my plants are actually thriving really well with the organic fertilizer. Because one really important thing, if you're gonna go with synthetic fertilizers, please be sure that the instructions in the bottles will tell you a certain amount. Please make sure to use half, if not even a quarter of what they recommend, because it may just be too much for your plants and you may burn the roots. So you want to go less, because if you only do a little bit and you see that the plant is doing okay, then that's fine. But imagine if you did too much and you burnt the roots and you damaged your plant or even killed your plant, then there's really no way of going backwards. So you really don't want to do that. Okay, so let me show you the products that I like to use. I like to use Espoma products because their whole line is organic and they have done so much work and research into their products. They are not a sponsor of this video, but hopefully one day they will be, and hopefully one day I'll be able to work with them because yeah, their products are amazing. So this one is a houseplant food. And the thing with organic fertilizers, because they are so low in the nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium, they call them foods. They're more like nutrients for your plants. They're more of a plant food as opposed to a fertilizer. Fertilizer has to guarantee a certain ratio. So like the 10-10-10 or 20-20-20 or depending which one it is. But yeah, so they're really low. This is a 2-2-2, which is great because it's a mild fertilizer. It's a gentle way of fertilizing. So I like to just take it and then, again, I don't even use the amount that they require, that they say to use. I just put a little bit, pour it into my gallon of water, and then I do like a combination. I like to do a combination. So I also use this product, which is Dr. Earth. It's a succulent organic pump and grow. And actually you could take the product and pump it into the plant and then water it. But again, I like to do it the easy and safe. I feel like it's much safer is to just pump a little bit into my gallon of water and then mix it all up. And this one is a 1-1-2. So imagine it's super, super gentle for your plants, but still adding the nutrients that they need. And the thing is, this is mainly for succulents. Most of my plants are succulents or a form of succulent. And succulents actually need a lot less fertilizer than other plants. So that's also something that you want to take into consideration when fertilizing your plants is how much fertilizer they require, because you don't want to overdo it. And then one other little product that I use is the Super Thrive. Super Thrive has been around since the 1940s. It's actually a 0.500. So super, super low. It actually only is vitamin B1 and it's derived, I think it's from kelp. So again, organic, all natural. So yeah, Super Thrive, and it's super concentrated. So I think it's 1 drop per cup, but I only put like a few little drops, like 3 or 4 drops into my gallon. So once I've added my 3 products, again, you don't have to follow it like I do, but definitely see what the requirements of your plants are in order to fertilize. So I put all of it, I take it into my gallon, I just shake it up, and then I put it into my watering can and then water the plants and go through the process, like I said, of making sure that they're thoroughly drenched. And also how often? Not too much, like maybe once a month during growing season, 2 to 3 weeks in between, and because again I'm doing it really mild, so it's just adding a lot of healthy nutrients to the soil and letting the plant receive, you know, what it needs, because again the plants are in containers, so there's no way, you basically have to recreate in the container what nature would have normally provided outdoors. So you want to add nutrients to it and you want the soil to be rich and healthy so your plants can do their best. Okay, so the planters that I use and that I choose to use. If you've seen any of my other videos, you see that most of my plants are in concrete planters. And this is because I make them myself, and I actually have a few tutorials on my channel that hopefully you can try out and make some planters for yourself. I just love the visual aesthetics of concrete because it's so modern and sleek, and I just love it. And another thing that concrete does, which I find that's a really great thing, is concrete actually absorbs, it's like terracotta, that like kind of absorbs the water from the soil. So it makes it that your plants dry out a lot faster, so they don't sit in wet soil. And that's great for me because again, my plants are succulents and they really don't want to be sitting in wet soil. So yeah, that's a great benefit that concrete planters offer. And also the strength of the planters. I mean, definitely they're a little heavier than your ceramic and, you know, plastic planters, of course, but they're a lot stronger. The terracotta is pretty fragile, and so is ceramic. But these are a lot stronger and they're a lot sturdier, and they can withstand a lot. So the other planters that I like to use, because my plants are on aluminum shelving and they can't always handle the weight of concrete, I like to use these plastic planters, which they come from IKEA. They're fantastic. They're like my favorite. They are created out of recycled plastic, so that makes me feel a little better about the environment. And also, they're super inexpensive. They come in 4 sizes, I think, and they're made in Italy. So you get designer pots, you get designer planters for a few dollars. These are like, I think, $5 and then $3 and then $10 for the really big one like this. And these are also from IKEA as well. And these are really beautiful. I like the modern look and the modern aesthetic, but I find that these are gorgeous. And also, these little gray plastic ones, they also, for me, match really well with my planters. They kind of look like concrete, so they fit in really well with my aesthetics. And actually, here's another one. This one is from IKEA as well. And this one is actually made of concrete, then they sell. And you know, their prices are great, and it just all fits in with the look that I'm trying to create with my plants. So yeah, I love IKEA. They have so many amazing options for you as far as planters. They have great metal ones as well. They have a huge variety. So yeah, I highly recommend checking the planters that they have, or you know, try making something of your own. And what's great about making your own is that you can make them in whatever color you want to do, whatever size you need. And I like creating planters specifically for a plant. So if I have a certain plant, it needs a planter, then I go ahead and make the planter for that plant specifically, and then it's gonna look its best and you're gonna be able to showcase it. So one other product that I like to use is earthworm castings. Earthworm castings is an organic soil enricher, which is a plant food, and it adds a lot of nutrients to the soil of your plants. And this is also an organic product. And a great way to use it is if you're repotting your plant, I like to mix it in with the soil and go ahead and add that extra bit of nutrients that the soil may be lacking. One other super important thing that I want to mention is when you purchase a plant, and bring it home, remember that the growers or the nursery has already fertilized your plant. So remember that a lot of times they come with those little round balls. You see those little round balls and they're in different colors. Those are slow release fertilizer, which means your plant already has fertilizer in it. And not only that, the fertilizer is gonna last for a few months. So please don't add fertilizer to your plants when you first bring it, because it may be too much for your plant. Give your plant at least a few months, 4 to 6 months, before you start fertilizing. And again, if you're moving right into the season that is not growing season, then go ahead and wait that year until the next growing season before you include your fertilizer, because you want to make sure that you don't hurt the plant. I have the latest addition to my plant community is this beautiful Portulacaria kaleidoscope that I wanted to show you guys. She's so pretty. This is one of the easiest plants to grow, and this hybrid is so gorgeous. It has a white stripe in the center of the little leaves, and they have all these little white leaves. So look at all the little white leaves. Look at the stem here with all the white leaves. And that is like my weakness in plants. When a plant has white leaves, it's like I just had to get her. And again, she's super easy to grow, super easy to take care of. She's drought tolerant, so you don't have to water it too often. And also probably one of the easiest plants that I know to propagate. All you have to do is you cut a little stem and you just stick it in the soil, which I did here because when I was repotting her, actually a couple of little branches fell off, and those will grow as well, and she's gonna fill in and look really beautiful. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how much white leaves come out of the plant and how she grows and becomes all full and bushy. Oh, and the other really gorgeous thing about her is that her stems are pink. They're red, like a hot pink. Like, how cool is that that hybrid has been created? Anyways, it was such a cool plant. I had to get her. She almost doesn't even look real. She's so beautiful. I love her. Okay guys, so one last thing that I wanted to mention was to know when the growing season of your plants are, because there are succulents that the summertime is when they're dormant and you don't want to be fertilizing your plants during their dormancy. So I hope that this video helps you understand fertilizing a little bit more, and especially organic fertilizing. I hope that you are motivated to choose organic. I just feel like it's really the best for your plants. So I just want to say thank you to the subscribers and all the comments that I've been receiving. I hope that this video has helped you, and thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode.